Hello everybody, it's been a while. Welcome to a new video. Today we'll be starting a Madden 15 franchise that I promised a pretty long time ago, but I think it'll be very good. That's only my opinion. And it took me a while to figure it out who I wanted to go with. I end up picking the Giants, as you tell by the name, so it's pointless for me to go back and forth. But still, the reason I go with the Giants is pretty obvious. If in recent weeks we've seen the worst of Eli Manning in his career, and I believe that he's not that as bad as everyone says, but I do plan to not keep him around for very long if he makes it through this year and plays solid and leads us to the playoffs. We'll keep him, but other than that, I am pretty sure he's gone. But being a rookie head coach, it's going to be hard. I don't see us making the playoffs, but just maybe 8-8 would make me happy. 9-7 and missing the playoffs, which is very possible in the NFC unless it's real life. Yeah, this is a bunch of creation. I don't really change the playbook yet. I'm gonna work on making my own over time as I get used to this playbook, and it kind of helps the player's confidence level too by not starting there as a complete easy game. Sorry. But so the players don't get lower confidence and lower the overalls. This is just a bunch of stuff of creation. I don't really need it. Still, I wish with school and all that, I don't see this continuing very long unless I get a lot of it recorded this week. And I might be able to keep it up for the weekends because I'm very good at staying up late, and I can play Madden 15 all night as long as I don't start getting blown out. And once I start getting blown out and I keep missing majority of my tackles, and that's why I lose the games, then I'm probably done for the night. But I usually play practice stuff before, so I know for sure if I'm going to be done or not. I go all Madden. I make sure so that nobody relocates just to keep it the realism, because I don't know how long this season is going to go before we get there. 10-minute quarters, I might move it down because I've had one game that's pretty high scoring and one that's normal, so I might just keep it. I'm not too sure. Yeah, they're talking about how Tom Coughlin's fired. He's a legendary head coach. I agree. But he's gone after the season, most likely. Sorry. I'll stop that with my phone. And I make some pretty big moves here, I would say. I would just let you play it through, but I want to explain some of these moves before I do it. And I start out saying, why is JPP on the IR? Or not IR, trade block. I'm like, okay, why? So I decided to change him, go to the depth chart, and change the position around. I put Demontre Moore in the, I switch his position, and then I also, but he ends up getting injured in the preseason, so I don't know if he's gonna be a starter when he returns, because he was originally gonna be the starter, because Ayers is playing pretty darn well right now. But you'll see he'll probably become the favorite players as time progresses, because I'm not controlling him and he's getting multiple sack games, and our front seven's just gonna kill this year. I'll just give you that out of the 2 games I have played. I don't like how there's 2 quarterbacks on the roster. So I decide to move back, go to free agency. I have a little debate in my head about who I want to get as kicker, Case Keenum or Kevin Cobb, both from Houston. Kevin Cobb obviously has the has not history, but what am I looking for? He's experienced in the league. Maybe not Case Keenum. I'm from Texas, from Houston. I'm a fan of the Texans. Let's just say Keenum is probably the worst quarterback I've ever seen play for the Houston Texans. And that's saying a lot because we've had a lot of quarterbacks. He's absolute garbage. And then I go to the free running backs. And I'm like, I like LeGarrette Blount, but I like Ben Tate to me. He's a better third down running back, and he's a good backup. And with Rashad Jennings not being the best running back, it'll provide more competition and give the ball out to Ben Tate, who was really shocked to me why he got for being cut from the Browns. Other than the fact that he did what he did, but still. I end up cutting, I don't cut rookies ever. You'll just learn that about me as time progresses. I cut Michael Cox. No, I cut, Peyton Hillis, because he's an older player. I know he's not the worst player, but still, I don't really see him going anywhere for the team. I like having a young front running back. Once they hit 30s, unless they're like one of the better running backs, I'm not going to keep them. And if I do, they're a minimum role. Those are the only 2 big moves I make this whole time. Adding Ben Tate to the roster. I debated again for a little bit. Overall, I just believe that Ben Tate is a lot better to me. I've always enjoyed watching him play. That is probably going to cut it here. It's just a bunch of bull. I didn't stop recording and it goes into preseason. I don't really play the preseason game. I just send it. Kevin Cobb ends up getting injured in the first game, and I was kind of, which almost made me regret the decision. I almost cut him, but he wouldn't let me, so I just left him. He'll be on the roster for week 1. There's a lot of players on this roster that probably won't be there, just because I cut a few. But it's not like main players that are at the bottom for like the depth chart. It's for wide receivers and corners because there's just so many of them on every roster. And I went to right linebacker and I saw Pacing, and I didn't know if there's a reason like he's suspended and that's why he's on the bottom of the roster and he's not in the roster, or is he starting left outside linebacker? I didn't check. I wasn't paying attention to my thoughts. I didn't think about that until right now because I remember playing week 1. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a great team. Overall, it's going to take a few years before we get to the level of play to win the division, especially a competitive one with the Cowboys, how they're playing. And we don't get off to our season in real life for the Giants wasn't the greatest, just because they go to Detroit, then they go to Arizona. Well, not Arizona. Arizona plays in New York, and that's it. So I'm going to call it here, guys. Have a nice day. Continue watching. Sub if you're new. And that is all. Also, we go 2-2 in the preseason, if anyone really cared.